University of Pretoria Chancellor Professor Wiseman Kuhlu, UP Council members, Mr. Api Pinar, Mr. Ben Kruger, Mr. David Kabwa, Mr. Mandla Madi, Ms. Futim Toba, Council Chair, Professor Innocent Pikirai, Ms. Sharon Taylor. Guest speaker, Professor Ashil Mbembe, NRF Chief Executive Dr. Molapo Kobela, and other members of the executive, recipients of the different awards and their families, UP Executive Management, Deans and Deputy Deans, Directors and Heads of Departments of recipients, family and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, we have been celebrating the University of Pretoria's academic achievements for more than 20 years. This is the first year that the award ceremony is taking place under extraordinary circumstances. The world is in the midst of a COVID-19 pandemic, and the University of Pretoria has not been left unscathed. As we all know, these awards celebrate UP's strive to become a world leader in research activities. The current pandemic has necessitated that as an educational and research institution, we up our game and face this challenge head-on. Our staff and students have risen to the challenge with energy and passion to make a meaningful impact in the societies we live and operate in. Some of our personnel are directly involved in the international effort to minimize the damage caused by this extremely infectious coronavirus. Some final year medical students from UP volunteered to man a hotline for people with questions about COVID-19. The Department of Family Medicine developed a highly efficient COVID-19 screening protocol that provides holistic health support to communities in need. Furthermore, 2 UP students developed a mobile app for homeless shelters to access assistance during the pandemic. Also, an academic from the Department of Family Medicine developed a series of animated videos that aim to educate the public about COVID-19. And a data analysis conducted by 4 UP academics found a correlation between lower temperatures and faster spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is actions such as these that ensure that UP continues to shine as an innovative university. This explains why the university continues to deliver excellence in research. But while we celebrate the hard work of our colleagues, we are reminded of the tragedy that came about as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Our thoughts go out to the hardship that many families have and are still experiencing, especially those who have lost loved ones. In support of government's decision, we have embarked on a 5-day mourning of those who have died as a result of the pandemic, as well as victims of gender-based violence and femicide. As a sign of mourning, we will be wearing black armbands to signify and respect those who have died. UP will continue its research efforts to find solutions and commit to making a difference as we fight the pandemic and the scourge of violence against women and children together. The efforts of the people we are honoring here tonight ensures that UP is firmly on the path to attain its vision of being a leading research-intensive university in Africa, recognized for its quality, relevance and impact, and also for developing people, creating knowledge, and making difference locally and globally. Our top-class academics consistently achieve outcomes that place among the top-performing research institutions in Africa. I would like to congratulate each and every winner and thank you for your continuous efforts to achieve research that matters. A special word of thanks to all of you for your hard work and commitment. It is your collective efforts that help ensure that we produce academics and professionals that are equipped with the skills to produce quality research and research that provides solutions to Africa's problems. Excellence is an expected norm at UP, and those who live up to the norm also inspire others. I believe academic excellence is key to achieving impact within and beyond academia. The achievers we celebrate tonight enable the transformation of knowledge and of society for the better. And as we rethink, reimagine, and reposition the university for greater impact, academic excellence will remain our lodestar. I'm pleased to say, especially because it is so close to my heart, that for the first time in the history of the Academic Achievers Awards, we'll be introducing the Conversation Africa Communication Excellence Awards. We introduced 3 new awards under the Conversation Africa Science Communication Awards category. The Conversation Africa gives all higher education institutions an opportunity to share their research outputs with fellow academics across the globe, as well as with civil society. The platform therefore places academics in a better position to identify opportunities to collaborate and conduct research with their peers across disciplines. Our partnership with the Conversation Africa has increased the visibility of the work of UP researchers and academics, helping them to reach wider audiences beyond academic research communities. This is indeed an evening for celebration. Congratulations again, and may you continue to shine and make an impact and inspire others with your excellence. This evening, I'm delighted that our own alumnus MC is one of our own. Nozipho Chabalala is a conversation strategist, moderating global conversations that are designed to have measurable outcomes that make a difference to people. She is in demand for her unique and insightful ability to facilitate difficult conversations with courage, depth, and breadth. As an internationally acclaimed conference moderator and human capital advocate for the World Bank and Global Citizen, she has successfully moderated conversations for global and African institutions, including leading listed and unlisted multinational corporations, business schools, and civil society organizations that seek to leverage conversations for change. Nozipho is also an award-winning financial markets broadcaster, lifting the African business story through the lens of leadership, performance, the political economy, development finance, gender mainstreaming, and youth development. In 2019, she was named as one of the top 100 most influential young Africans, and most recently as one of the top 100 most influential young South Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Nozipho Chabalala.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and a warm welcome to the 2020 Virtual Academic Achievers Awards. A special welcome to all our esteemed academics and experts who are receiving the awards this evening. Prof. Cooper, thank you for your very kind introduction. Now, the Academic Achievers Awards gives us an opportunity to pause and to reflect on the milestones achieved by our colleagues. The academics honored tonight help UP to maintain its position as one of the top research institutes globally. We produce the largest number of research outputs among South African universities. UP is home to the largest number of staff with PhDs, a research degree which enables higher levels of research achievement. And so your passion and your commitment to research and education truly impacts and transforms lives in our country, on our continent, and certainly in the world. And tonight, we'd also love to hear how you are celebrating. So please share with us your celebratory pictures. Share them with us on social media. We're going to be using 2 hashtags, hashtag UP Celebrating Excellence and UP Academic Achievers. That's UP Celebrating Excellence and UP Academic Achievers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome back Prof. Cooper to do the honors of introducing our guest speaker.
I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker this evening. Professor Achille Mbembe is a distinguished and globally renowned academic, scholar, and public intellectual. Professor Mbembe obtained his PhD in history at the Sorbonne in Paris in 1989 and a DEA in political science at the Institut d'études politiques in Paris. He has written extensively in African history and politics. One of his books on the post-colony was published in Paris in 2000 in French, and the English translation was published by the University of California Press, Berkeley, in 2001. In 2015, Wits University Press published a new African edition. He has an A1 rating, top of the top, from the National Research Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Professor Achille Mbembe, a distinguished scholar beyond compare.
I would like to start by expressing my deepest gratitude to Professor Tawana Kupe, the Vice-Chancellor of this university. I would like to thank him for inviting me to this celebration. It is a celebration, at least in two senses of that word. First, it is a celebration of a powerful institution, a self-confident institution, which has taught us what it means to transform without unnecessary drama. In fact, of all of our institutions of higher education in South Africa, it is also one with the greatest potential, provided, of course, that it keeps reinventing itself. As such, it may well be the institution which most embodies the promise our continent is all about: a reservoir of strength and capability. And Professor Tawana Kupe has spent a lot of energy and time trying to achieve just that. It's also a celebration in a second sense, in the sense that it is a recognition of extraordinary talent, the talent of scholars whose contribution to their disciplines and to their fields is of the highest quality and of the highest order. Scholars and minds whose work or mark will remain indelible in their disciplines and their field. It will not be erased. Tonight's celebration is therefore a celebration of an institution and of the minds, the great minds that constitute its soul and its flesh. Professor Kupe is one of the handful of intellectuals and leaders who are helping to deepen the idea of the university globally in this planetary age. By planetary age, one means a number of things. First of all, it means an age when we have to confront at least two key questions which will haunt us for most of this century. The first question has to do with planetary habitability. Planetary habitability in the sense that the Earth we live in, which we share, albeit unequally, is in dire need, I should say, of care and repair. It is in need of care and repair as a result of the damage we, the humans, have inflicted upon it. The task we are facing, therefore, is to devise mechanisms to better take care of it and to repair it and to share it as a precondition for our durability and for its sustainability. Planetary habitability also, in the sense that one of the key challenges of our age has to do with devising the kinds of ecological intelligence which might open up the way for we humans to cohabit harmoniously with all living beings and all living things. It seems to me, in any case, that this is a key challenge we face not only in the humanities, but also in other disciplines. And it is fair to say that this university is at the forefront precisely of these cutting-edge questions. But the second key challenge the new century forces us to confront has to do with technological escalation. Technological escalation in the sense that we now face, humans, an expanding wavefront of calculation. This expanding wavefront of calculation is incorporating more and more life and more matter into systems of abstraction and machine reasoning to the point where it becomes urgent to resist the temptation to reduce the earth to a financial problem and a problem of financial value. In his attempt at expanding and enriching our idea of the university, Professor Coupe has been insisting strenuously on the fact that to be intelligent, we still need consciousness. And we still need moral consciousness. It seems to me, therefore, that in order to move forward, critical humanities in association with critical understandings of our environment is the key. I find all these overtures in the list of those who tonight are recognized in their various fields, and I would like to express my gratitude, therefore, to this university for holding the torch for a renaissance, not only of South Africa and of our own continent, but of our earth altogether. Thank you very much.
A massive thank you to Professor Mbembe for an inspiring and encouraging message indeed. A renaissance not only for South Africa, but a renaissance for Africa and a renaissance for the earth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in true African style, we're going to celebrate with song and dance. The talented Ovua Choir was established in 1998. Now, Ovua means cultural reawakening and helps us to enjoy music through trans-cultural collaboration in their dance and song ensemble. Let's cross over to the Old Arts Building on campus. Enjoy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, into our first award of the evening, the Chancellor's Award. Now, the Chancellor's Award is made in recognition of exceptional achievement in the field of research aimed at the advancement of science and the associated promotion of the interests of the university. And so please help me welcome Prof. Nkuhlu, who will announce the 2020 Chancellor's Award. Now, Prof. Wiseman Nkuhlu is Chancellor of the University of Pretoria and has served as UP's Chancellor since 2006. He has over 30 years' experience in executive leadership of major organizations. He was the first chairman of the Council for Higher Education and is currently a trustee of the International Financial Standards Reporting Foundation. This year, he was included in a list of the 100 most reputable Africans that was recently released by Reputation Poll International, this a global public relations consultancy firm. A warm welcome to you, Prof. Nkuhlu.
As Chancellor of the University of Pretoria, it is my singular honor today to present to Professor Jan Elof the Chancellor's Award. Today we give him recognition for his outstanding research and contribution to science that extends over many years. We thank him for his exemplary leadership in his field of science. We wish him many years of success, and we hope that he will continue to be a mentor and a role model for many young scientists who aspire for the kind of greatness that he has been able to achieve.
Thank you, Professor Nkuhlu. I now welcome Prof. Elof, who is in studio with us tonight to say a few words. Prof. Elof, please.
Good evening, Professor Nkuhlu, Chancellor of the University of Pretoria, Professor Kupe, Vice-Chancellor and Principal, ladies and gentlemen. COVID-19 catapulted all of us into a Zoom culture, unknown of 9 months ago. Social distancing and monitoring the movement of people are but two of the many countermeasures to minimize the spread of the disease. This resulted in an unprecedented and accelerated dependence on technological platforms. Although these platforms provided many advantages for continuing with life as normal as possible, it has also opened up new opportunities for cyber criminals. Cybersecurity strategies must now address not only technological, but also societal challenges. It is this aspect of contributing to safeguarding society in the large that I always treasured about my career as a cybersecurity researcher. I was fortunate during my research career in cybersecurity to address a wide spectrum of challenges, varying from logical access control in mainframe environments right up to detecting fake identities on social media platforms. It was indeed a challenging but rewarding experience. Receiving this award today is the pinnacle of my research career, and I would like to take this opportunity in motivating our next generation of cybersecurity researchers to always focus on searching for sustainable solutions that contribute to the safeguarding of society, and in particular, the South African society in the large. Receiving this prestigious award tonight would not have been possible without acknowledging the tremendous support from the University of Pretoria, as well as the EBIT faculty, for creating an environment that's conducive for research excellence. I also need to say thank you to all my students over many years for supporting me and in many instances allowing me to be their mentor. Most importantly, I want to acknowledge the love and support received from my family, Mariki, Elsa Maria, and Tinus. Mr. Chancellor, it is indeed an honor for me to receive this prestigious award here tonight. I thank you.
A massive congratulations to Prof. Elof. Well done, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are turning our focus to the Vice-Chancellor's Book Award, of which there are 3 recipients. Now, the University of Pretoria introduced the Vice-Chancellor's Book Award to recognize and reward authors of scholarly books, monographs, and collections. The prizes are awarded once a year in 2 categories, namely humanities and social sciences, broadly defined, or natural and applied sciences. Now, a book is considered to be scholarly if it presents the findings of an original systematic investigation undertaken to gain new knowledge and insight, advances knowledge in a particular discipline, and brings credit to the university. Now, scholarly books may be written in any of South Africa's official languages, and translations of major works originally published in other languages are also considered. Now, in order to qualify for nomination, books should bring credit to the university on account of their contribution to the advancement of the humanities, the social sciences, or the natural and applied sciences. Please let me welcome back Prof. Coupe to announce this year's winners.
Congratulations, Professor Robin Crew and Professor Moritz, on this great achievement. Professor Moritz is currently out of the country, and for your continuous efforts to achieve research that matters. Your book, The Dark Side of the Hive, synthesizes the work on the life history of the honeybee, Apis mellifera, during a collaboration lasting 30 years. It highlights conflict rather than harmony and failure rather than success from the perspective of the individual worker in the colony. Your book dissects the various attributes of individual male and female honeybees and their roles in the colony. Thank you and well done for your contribution. Let us hear from Professor Crew about the inspiration behind this book.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor Coupe. If it were not for COVID-19, Robin Moritz and I would be doing a bee dance this evening in celebration of the recognition of our book by the university. The dance would certainly not have been elegant, but it would have highlighted the delight that we took in writing this book. We would like to thank the university for awarding us the Vice-Chancellor's Book Award in the category Natural and Applied Sciences for 2019, and a book which describes honeybee behavior and evolution. The book was a product of a number of important interacting factors. The first of these was a long-term collaboration, as the Vice-Chancellor has indicated, between ourselves and our respective laboratories at the University of Pretoria and the Martin Luther University of Halle-Wittenberg. During this period, we had the opportunity to work with a variety of postgraduate students and postdoctoral fellows who contributed immensely to the work that provides the book with its major insights. The second factor was having supportive institutions in which to work and funding agencies that were prepared to fund our proposals. Thus, we are grateful both to both the universities for the provision of infrastructure to undertake our research, and to the National Research Foundation in South Africa and a variety of funding agencies in Europe for their support of our research program. The third factor was my being awarded the Harry Oppenheimer Fellowship in 2012, with its generous financial support in order to collaborate with Robin Moritz in writing this book. This award enabled me to spend extended periods of time in Halle, working exclusively on the preparation of the manuscript. It also allowed for direct engagement between the authors, both in Halle and in Pretoria, that was invaluable for discussing ideas and drafting material. The value of this direct engagement to the project cannot be overemphasized. In order to provide a brief insight into the content of the book, I'm going to quote very briefly from a review written by Mark Winston for the Quarterly Review of Biology. The Dark Side discusses imperfection, providing intriguing speculations about aspects of honeybee societies that could be interpreted as maladaptive. They explore issues such as why the old queen leaves with the swarm, why drones are not larger, and why queens mate multiple times, and probe whether the hexagonally shaped cells that make up the comb are really as precise as commonly believed. Their in-depth discussions of these and other issues serve as a powerful reminder that evolution is not perfect, but involves the trade-offs, constraints, advantages, and disadvantages that mediate adaptation. The insights into sociality provided by studying social insects such as honeybees indicate that in all social systems there must be a tension between the interests and rights of individuals and those of the collective. Exploring these competing interests provides us with an understanding of the selective forces that produce stable, cohesive societies. The other insight we gain from studying honeybees is that sustained and free interaction between individuals is the only way a colony can function effectively. Such insights need to be considered far more carefully in the time of a pandemic, when the ongoing social costs of adhering to restrictions on interactions may be impossibly high, ill thought through, and counter to the ways in which societies need to function and communities thrive. We are delighted to receive this award and hope that it encourages us to further interactions in the future. Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor.
Congratulations to Professor Crew and Professor Moritz. Congratulations also to Professor Ngwena on this great achievement. Your book on What is Africanness, Contesting Nativism and Race, Culture and Sexualities, was written as an intervention in contemporary debates on the making of the African race, cultures and sexualities. It is counter-discourse to articulations of Africanness that essentialize African identifications. The main question the book addresses is who or what is an African? The book treats this question as a discourse question instead of setting out to answer the question. It develops an interpretive method, the hermeneutics of Africanness, as its theoretical contribution towards deciphering inclusive Africanness. Your work and research will be of benefit to future generations and will help ensure that the University of Pretoria produces academics and professionals that are equipped with the skills to produce quality research and research that provides solutions to African questions, issues, and challenges. Congratulations, Professor Ngwena.
I'm enormously humbled by the honor of the prize. I'm encouraged to do more. In the book, I set out to problematize African identity. My goal was to reimagine the authenticity of African identity in ways that are transformative. I wanted to capture the diversities of not just past Africanness, but also present and future Africanness. In short, the book sets out to rethink African identity, all identifications. To my mind, the prize is a recognition that this is a worthwhile project. The prize is also an inspiration to write against the grain in order to debate assumptions that have remained undisturbed for the better part of our lives. I take this opportunity to thank my academic homes, the Center for Human Rights, the Faculty of Law, and of course, the University of Pretoria. I wish to thank the funders of the book, my friends, my family, and above all, my beloved wife, Patricia, for the support that was given to me during the writing of What is Africanness. I thank you.
Congratulations to our recipients of the Vice-Chancellor's Book Awards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the Vice-Chancellor's Award for Excellent Supervision awarded to one recipient. This award recognizes the contribution of members of our academic staff who excel as supervisors of postgraduate research students. The award is made on the grounds of exceptional performance measured in terms of the student's academic achievement. Evidence of excellent mentorship and guidance provided to young researchers and academic scholars is also taken into consideration. Tonight, this award goes to Professor Don Cohen. Congratulations, Professor Cohen. We turn our focus now to the Exceptional Academic Achievers Award. Now, the Exceptional Academic Achievers Awards are made annually to senior academics who have already achieved the status of professor and are regarded highly by their peers, have consistently excelled in the areas of under and postgraduate teaching and learning, research, community service, and administration over a period of time. Any academic who has been awarded an A rating by the NRF in the year under consideration automatically qualifies as an exceptional achiever for as long as he or she remains an A-rated researcher. This award tonight goes to Professor Roman Angelov, Professor Dave Berger, Professor Ian Craig, Professor Skalk Els, Professor Stefan Haynes, Professor Jenny Hubler, Professor Willem Landman, Professor Afanis Venter, and last but not least, Professor Frans Viljoen. Congratulations to all of you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we turn now to the Teaching Excellence Laureates Awards. Now, the laureates are awarded to nominated projects that display teaching practices with clear purpose and intent, and which have a strong alignment between the different elements in the broader context to address the identified needs or gaps with the aim of innovating to optimize teaching and learning. Now, these nominations show significant evidence of impact on student learning are sustainable and can be replicated in other contexts. These projects contribute to best practice in teaching and display significant evidence of innovation that addresses the identified challenges. Tonight, this award goes to Dr. Rory Biggs, Mr. Roland Henwood and Ms. Heather Thainsma, Dr. Nadia Trent. A hearty congratulations to you, distinguished guests. Allow me now to lead you towards the Community Engagement Award. Now, the Community Engagement Award is awarded annually to one individual to recognize community engagement as a long-standing and valued tradition in higher education and an extensive high-impact practice in teaching at the University of Pretoria. The criteria for the award are aligned to those for the McJanet Award, which is internationally administered by the Tolores Network. Tonight, this award goes to Professor Christian Bezuidenhout, Congratulations, Professor Bezuidenhout. Now we turn our focus to the Exceptional Young Researchers Awards. Now, this award is given to exceptional young achievers in the field of research as seen against the university's strategic goals of achieving academic excellence, international competitiveness, and local relevance. Any person who has been evaluated by the NRF as a P-rated researcher automatically enjoys exceptional young researcher status. Tonight, this award goes to Professor Roger Dean, Dr. Michael Budzala, and also to Professor Lijuan Zhang. Congratulations to all the recipients thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still celebrating. This year, the University of Pretoria introduced 3 new awards under the Conversation Africa Science Communication Awards category. Now, the Conversation Africa gives all higher education institutions an opportunity to share their research outputs with fellow academics across the globe as well as with civil society. The platform therefore places academics in a better position to identify opportunities to collaborate and to conduct research with their peers across disciplines. Our partnership with The Conversation has increased the visibility of the work of UP researchers and academics, helping them reach wider audiences beyond academic research communities. To tell us a little bit more, please help me welcome Fungwa Nyamakachi, Candace Bailey, and Caroline Southey, who is the editor from The Conversation, for the presentation of the new awards.
Hi, I'm Caroline Southey, the editor of The Conversation Africa.
And I'm Fungwa Nyamukachi. I head up University Partnerships for The Conversation.
And I'm Candace Bailey, Development Projects Manager at The Conversation Africa.
The reason we're here is to announce the Science Communication Awards for 2019 for authors from the University of Pretoria.
For the past 2 years, we've been acknowledging academics at various institutions in South Africa. And this is the first time we'll be giving these awards at the University of Pretoria. We hope they become an annual tradition.
This year, we've got 3 awards. The author who wrote the most stories, the author whose articles attracted the most readers, and the author whose article had the most comments on them. The data was drawn from January to December 2019.
So, to the first award, the author who wrote the most articles for The Conversation Africa in 2019. And that award goes to Professor Henry Malba. Congratulations, Professor.
And the second award is for the academic whose one article garnered the most reads on the site. And the award goes to Professor Franz Johann Pretorius for his article titled Concentration Camps in the South African War. Here are the real facts. His article garnered well over 230,000 reads. Congratulations, Prof.
And the last award goes to Quinty Sonta for her Curious Kids article titled Do Our Cats and Dogs Understand Us When We Meow or Bark? Congratulations, Quinty.
A big thank you to the 3 winners and a massive congratulations. Thank you for the contributions that you've made to the Conversation Africa and for helping us make such a success of the site in the last 5 years. A special thank you too to Professor Tawana Kupe, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Pretoria, for his unstinted support too. We appreciate it very much. And as Fumba mentioned, I'm sure we'll convene again in a year's time.
Congratulations, Prof. Malba, Prof. Pretorius, and Dr. Sontag. Now, if you're at home and you're celebrating, please make sure that you're not getting left behind on our social media celebrations of your academic achievements. Send us your pictures using the hashtags UP Celebrating Excellence or UP Academic Achievers. We want to see how you're celebrating these milestones with your family and loved ones at home. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the University of Pretoria has enjoyed a long-standing and collaborative relationship with the NRF over the years, particularly through funding initiatives of our research and experts. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Molapo Kopela, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the NRF, to share his message and to congratulate the NRF recipients tonight. Now, Dr. Kopela is a seasoned executive leader with extensive policy and administration experience that has seen him head up the development of a significant number of policy and strategy documents which have shaped the nature and the operations of South African universities as well as the education system in general. He has exceptional knowledge of the South African higher education system and the national system of innovation, and has established well-seeded international relationships and networks with funders and government entities over the years. The NRF is an independent statutory body established through the National Research Foundation following a system-wide review conducted for the Department of Arts, Culture, Science and Technology. Now, as a government-mandated research and science development agency, the NRF funds research, the development of high-end human capacity and critical research infrastructure, this to promote knowledge production across all disciplinary fields. The goal of the NRF is to create innovative funding instruments to advance research career development, increase public science engagement, and to establish leading-edge research platforms that will transform the scientific landscape and inspire a representative research community to aspire to global competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Kopela.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, scholars, and probably most importantly, those that are the recipients of these special awards this evening. I am truly and honestly honored to be invited to speak to you this evening. I apologize that it has to be virtual. Obviously, you are all aware that COVID-19 has pretty much changed our lives this year, and we need to do the best that we can under the circumstances. That said, I wish to emphasize that my words today here bear the same sincerity, commitment, that I would have if I had the privilege of being with you in person. It is particularly, colleagues, gratifying, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, to see that research excellence is being advanced in all our universities, and particularly the University of Pretoria. This is probably my third, if not fourth, opportunity of being able to attend this very prestigious event. Excellent scientific research has the ability to transform lives. It has the ability to transform societies. And therefore, our collective challenge is to ensure scientific research thrives in our country. And our society, particularly the decision makers in our society, understand the value and the importance of science for society. And in turn, society supports us to be able to do what we are good at. For research colleagues to thrive, it is incredibly important that we adhere to, in my humble proposal, to 4 critical success factors. The first, not to say the most important, but the first, because all 4 are important and equally interrelated, it must be transformative. We must seek, either in its structure or in science itself, to enable us as a community of scholars to realize our collective aspiration as a country to build an inclusive, just, and a prosperous society. We are part and parcel of society. Science does not stand separate from society, and therefore our responsibility as scientists and as those that are exceptional in our work have to find creative ways of getting people to appreciate the power of science and scientific research to transform lives. We must be impactful. So science and scientific research must be impactful. We must be able to demonstrate either direct or indirect impact, whether short-term, medium, or long-term, which extends the frontiers and the boundaries of knowledge while also responding to challenges that our society is facing. And this is what we do on a daily basis, and often people do not necessarily appreciate it. Third, we must, and this is also a passion of mine, we must advance excellence. It is more than a benchmark. It is more than a goal. It is more than a distant destination. Excellence is the foundation of rigor of scientific research. Without it, our science system will wither into irrelevance, and we cannot allow that to happen. We have so many people who have helped us to bring us to where we are. And through this sort of event this evening, we are exalting excellence. And lastly, the fourth one is that we must be sustainable. Sustainability, colleagues, means that current needs should not, must not compromise our future. The choices that we make today must assure the sustainability of our science system in the future. It must sustain our institutions, in particular this very important university in the country. The University of Pretoria must be sustainable for those that will come after we are gone. If we do this, then we can assure that science will continuously and constantly be able to support the development of the society. Colleagues, I want to close with this short message that I am really hopeful that the University of Pretoria shares our commitment to these 4 critical success factors. In 2019-20, 2 out of 10 researchers nationally were awarded an A rating were at the University of Pretoria. That's 2 out of 10. There are 26 universities in the country, and which then clearly stipulates that our university, the University of Pretoria, is research intensive. In the same period, we only had 2 P-rated individuals in the country nationally. And one of them was at the University of Pretoria. So 50% of the national P rates were at the University of Pretoria. A total of 17 early career researchers were awarded Y ratings, and 4 of those received a Y1, which is also a mark of excellence. I'm delighted and appreciate that the university recognizes and honors the excellence of its researchers in its academics. By so doing, we help, as I said earlier, pave the way for the country's knowledge system to develop and grow continuously into the future. It's fundamental that we recognize the achievements of people while they are still with us and even after they have left the system. It is therefore my privilege to congratulate each and every one of you honored today, encourage you to continue your excellent work that has earned you these recognitions. Your work will inform and form the foundation of South Africa's scientific future. And I'm confident that you too will become the giants upon whose shoulders the subsequent generations of scientists will stand. I thank you and good evening.
Thank you so much to Dr. Kobela. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the NRF Awards, we start off with our A-rated researchers. Now, these are researchers who are unequivocally recognized by their peers as leading international scholars in their field for the high quality and impact of their recent research outputs. The recipients tonight are Professor Jean Lubuma, Professor James Ogude, Professor James Rafferty, and Professor Brenda Winfield. A massive congratulations. We move now, ladies and gentlemen, to our B-rated researchers. These researchers enjoy considerable international recognition by their peers for the high quality and impact of their recent research outputs. The recipients tonight are Professor Lorenzo Fioramonti, Dr. Gerard Hanke, Professor James Maina, Professor Francois Malan, Professor Dire Tladi, and taking us home is Professor Andries van Aal. And now to our C-rated researchers. These are established researchers with a sustained recent record of productivity in the field who are recognized by their peers as having produced a body of quality work, the core of which has coherence and attests to ongoing engagement with the field, demonstrated the ability to conceptualize problems and apply research methods to investigating them. The recipients tonight are Dr. Olufemi Adetunji, Dr. Pinete Angu, Professor Arthur Barker, Professor Margaret Bauer, Professor Hilda Chikwanda, Professor Duncan Cromarty, Professor Shakila Dada, Professor Tian Deyaga, Professor Rian de Villiers, Professor Yolanda Dreyer, Professor Graham Duncan, Dr. Jacques Dutoy, Professor Amanda Dupree, Dr. Liesl Dyson, Professor Patricia Forbes, Professor Bernard Fourie, Professor Annabella Gaspar, Professor Alfonso Groeneveld, Professor Christopher Isike, Dr. Trudy Joubert, Dr. Quentin Kritzinger, Professor Bridget Kushka, Professor Johan Labaskachny, Dr. John Lamula, Dr. Niels Lenhart, Dr. Peter Lindsay, Professor Bernardine Luber, Professor Koos Malan, Professor George Marco, Professor Marianne Mathy, Professor Dion Mehring, awarded posthumously, Professor Leif Meyer, Professor Johan Meilan, Professor Lucy Mulileki, Professor Raj Naidu, Professor Ruthira Naraidu, Dr. Claire Newton, Dr. Eric Njoroge, Dr. Kenneth Oberlander, Dr. Funke Omidire, Dr. Inga Marie Petza, Professor Jerry Pillay, Professor Teresa Rousseau, Dr. Astrid Shumilian, Dr. Ben Skuman, Professor Hanley Smuts, Dr. Tinus Stander, Professor Herman Stein, Professor Mampiti Tanja, Professor Radha Trivasan, Dr. Margriet van der Nest, Dr. Karina Visser, Professor Joan Foster, Professor Melanie Visa, and last but not least, Professor Mpome Zondi. Congratulations to absolutely each and every one of you. We turn our focus now, ladies and gentlemen, to our P-rated researchers. These are young researchers, normally younger than 35 years of age, who have held a doctorate or equivalent qualification for less than 5 years at the time of application, and who, on the basis of exceptional potential demonstrated in their published doctoral work and or their research outputs in their early postdoctoral careers, are considered likely to become future international leaders in their field. The recipients tonight are Dr. Stephen Hussey, Professor Thulani Makalayane, and Professor Kobus Meyer Fisachi. A massive congratulations to you, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We turn our focus now to the Y-rated researchers. These are young researchers of 40 years or younger who have held the doctorate or equivalent qualification for less than 5 years at the time of application, and who are recognized as having the potential to establish themselves as researchers within a 5-year period after evaluation, this based on their performance and productivity as researchers during their doctoral studies and or early postdoctoral careers. The recipients tonight are Dr. Farshad Bazagar, Dr. Thomas Reyes Bishop, Dr. Elizabeth Dupree, Dr. Inga Fabrice Rotelli, Dr. Priscilla Gutura, Dr. Marie Hetting, Dr. Barbara Heinzer, Dr. Marinel Hoffman, Dr. Fahima Mohammed Asmal, Dr. Nadine Mark Spinal, Dr. Tendani Mawela, Dr. Mehdi Merabi, Dr. Meek Messerschmidt, Dr. Mohammed Mogimi Ardekani, Dr. Karel Oosthuizen, Dr. Tanya Prinsloo, and last but not least, the award goes to Dr. Rihanna Stein. Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolutely exceptional evening. I hope that you're all feeling inspired and excited about the year ahead after hearing from some of the experts and researchers about their work. Well, while 2020 has been an unusual year with the COVID-19 pandemic, I think we can all agree that after an evening like this, that there is a lot to celebrate and there's a lot to be thankful for. It has been an absolute pleasure to host you all this evening. I'll now call on Professor Kupe to share his final remarks with us. Professor Kupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this event to celebrate our academic achievers. This has indeed been an evening for celebrations. Congratulations again to all the award recipients, and may you continue to shine and make an impact and inspire others with your excellence. Now for a toast. Congratulations to all.